Hey guys, it's Ad. So I have the new meta for defeating Thor here in Citadelle Des Morts. So if you want to slap the boss and not get slapped, here's my advice. So teammate and I tested out the ray gun and 2 swords. We used the lion sword and the electricity sword, and let me tell you, both the swords and the ray gun absolutely melts the boss. We defeated him in only 8 minutes. So I'm going to show you exactly what teammate and I did to defeat this boss, and we didn't use any glitches or cheesy methods. We just run, gun, and sliced him. So let's get into it. PhD is a lifesaver. I highly recommend you equip these augments, PhD Slider and Tribologist. You slide so fast out of the way that Thor here just cannot keep up and stomp you. So be sure you buy PhD either first or second, because like when you go down, you're going to lose several perks. So you want to be sure that you have your most important perks as your first 3. You'll always have those. Since we're going to be slicing Thor's ankles with the swords, be sure to equip these augments on Melee Macchiato. Espresso helps slice him faster. So here is the melee speed with Macchiato. It is so fast to break his ankle armor with these swords. And here is the sword without Melee Macchiato. And here's the sword again with the Macchiato. So for your field upgrade, I recommend that each player runs Ether Shroud with these augments, Group Shroud, and Extra Charge. The Group Shroud is really good because it will shroud you and your teammates, and the Extra Charge will give you 2 Ether Shrouds at a time. Here are the gobbles I recommend for the fight. Of course, Wonder Bar, so you can get the ray gun out of the box. Max ammo, because the ray gun ammo is so expensive. We did not run out at all, but maybe if you're doing this solo, it will be needed. I highly recommend using Phoenix Up to revive your teammates so they get to keep all their perks on the first down. Idolize is optional. We kind of learned the hard way that only the zombies ignore you, but the boss can still see you and stomp on you. Another good one is Power Keg, so you could recharge your shroud quickly by just popping that gobble. So again, these are my suggestions. Change them to how you want. The phase 1 strat is to use the lion and the electric sword and break his ankles. The sword just melts away his leg armor, and it leaves his legs open to those critical spots where you just keep hitting them, and the first wave will be over in like only 2 minutes. So teammate and I both took turns parrying his kicks, and then we used our Ether Shrouds to go invisible so we can just lay into his ankles and get phase 1 over with as quickly as possible. So between rounds, you will have a little timeout period, about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, where you will get zombies to kill. This is the time where you need to kill zombies as quickly as possible to get your Ether Shroud charged up. If you don't, using the Gobblegum Power Keg would be very useful here, so you can get your Ether Shroud back for the next wave. In phase 2, teammate and I are only using the Shroud and ray guns. Look at how fast the ray gun just destroys his armor and hits those critical spots. So the perk Deadshot Daiquiri I think is extremely useful here, so I definitely recommend putting that perk as like your top 3. Yeah, phase 2, the boss gets a little tricky. Be sure to dodge his stomps, his lunge attacks, and his fireballs by running and turning back to shoot whenever you can. If the boss is focusing on your teammate, be sure to use that time to just lay into him. Your teammate can parry his kicks while you use your ray gun against him. Also, don't forget that if your teammate goes down, use your Phoenix Up so that they can keep all their perks. Phase 3 gets more chaotic as the stage area is smaller and there's more lava. There's also more zombies, doppels, and amalgams. The incantations are so useful for dealing with zombies. Here's a little secret to deal with those pesky amalgams. Use the electricity incantation on him and see what happens. So in phase 3, everyone should use their shrouds back to back, and just make sure that whenever you're in the shroud, you lay into him the whole time and don't waste it. If you happen to go down during phase 3, be sure to just shoot the boss as you're down, as it will still do a lot of damage. I hope this guide is helpful, and I plan on doing a solo boss fight video this week as well, so please subscribe if you want to check that out. See you then.